trim it. And that happens sometimes. So I always give them a sturdy tug after I get done tying them because you don't know if they'll do that. And the last thing you want to do, especially if you're selling a journal, is, go to ship it out and they get it and, the first day they have it, they lose the charm off of it because it wasn't tied tight. And they lose the charm and then they don't even know where it's at. And you don't want that to happen. So there we go. And that'll make it more sturdy. So always, you may want to check that. Make sure the little jump rings are tight. If, it's not a single, like this at the top where it has that nice tight little ring. There we go. That's not going anywhere now. Okay. And that'll hang out to the bottom of our signature. Not as low as I wanted it, but it'll work. And then I have this cute little heart. And it's got blue in the middle. So let's see. And you know what? After that, I'm going to take the jump ring off this too because... And I'm just using my scissors to... There we go. And then that way I know it's more secure. There's no chance of that jump ring working. Because those jump rings sometimes, especially if you take, like at the end of the journal where it's hanging down, if it, something that hangs down, it gets a lot of friction and all that they will over time open back up or whatever. So if you take that off, you don't have to worry about that. There we go. You know what? I think I'm going to use the little tassel and not that big blue bead. I don't really care for it. Yeah, see, now this is a solid ring on top, so you don't have to worry about it as much. Let's get this page open so I have a little bit more to work with here. And again, I'm just doing, a standard box knot. Just like, when you tie your shoes or anytime you tie anything to tighten it down. Okay. Ta-da! There we go. We got our little charms hanging out at the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see those. Let me hold it up and see if you can see it better. I don't like how short the key is, but they do hang down and dangle down a little bit. So I could have made that one a little bit shorter maybe. Okay, so let's talk lace. I like to do one certain lace all the way through and then lay it. So I'm going to actually use this as my lace to carry every signature. Hopefully I have enough. We will see. Then we will... I may not. I may have enough to do two, but not the third. Okay, so instead of, we're not going to do a hole, we're just going to do a spot in the middle. Let's go. Let's see. I'll start right there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and trim this off. Pull it down. And since I need the 3, because I want to put one in each. And that one is just a tad bit longer, but it'll be fine because we're not going to put them in the same spot anyway. So let's see, that's that pink. So I'm going to try to find a page that either, that right there is perfect. I would like to have something a little bit closer to the middle, and this has pink on it. So right here we go. Let's see. Which way do I want to? I'll do it this side. That's fine. That looks so cute with that Paris. And so, I mean, you can do them in different spots, and I'm going to leave, I usually like try to do a little bit more than a quarter. And then I'm going to need to run a little bit more glue up here because it didn't quite go far enough. There we go. Oops. Okay, then I'm going to use this. It's just a plastic bag. It'll keep the paper from gluing to the other paper while it's drying. So that'll be there. And believe it or not, you won't, when we get it all in here, you won't notice that as much because we're going to have other lace all throughout. And then let's see. Instead of here. And it's just a matter of putting it on there. My Fabri-Tac is acting silly today. Not sure what its problem is. Let's move it over because it doesn't take that Fabri-Tac long to. And I actually think I'm going to. I glued my tags in. There they go. Every once in a while, there it went. I don't know where that went. There we go. Why that did that? I thought it had completely dried, but apparently not. So I'm gonna put that there, and I'm gonna put my lace. Let's see, move it up the top. So we'll do this one in the middle, and it'll come down onto the tab, which will look really cool. Let's see where that gets us lengthwise. I think the thing to remember is, do what you like. I'm going to run another thing I'm going to run the yellow lace throughout. So, we'll have pink and yellow and some cream. So it just depends on where you want to put it. Let's see, I have each of my tabs because that's a tab there. I want to roughly, yep, that'll work. I'll put this where my tabs are. Okay, excuse me, I'm going to grab a drink of my tea. The only bad thing where I've had this throat thing going on is you tend to need a lot of extra liquid. Okay, and I'm just going to go all down where this tab is. And this was actually cut off of a shirt. So it's a little uneven still. So I'm going to just go along the edge and straighten that up. Put that over there to use for something else. And I'm just going to ruffle it. With it being lace, it'll glue itself. And just sort of do a little ruffle right there. Just hold it there for a little bit. Then if I have to come back through and it's sticking to my fingers, just fine. if you use something that's acrylic, your bone folder, which you can clean afterwards. I have this little acrylic ruler. It sort of helps to put pressure on it because it's solid, so it gets all of it all the way down. But it also doesn't really stick to it if I keep moving it around. So there's that. So I'll just leave that right there and let that thing. And I have some packs of stickers or whatever that I'm going to lay there just to keep that from. And then this one, I'm going to add my glue to this one, and it's going to go slightly over. I'm just going to put it down the edge of this ticket, which will look really cool. And I do put a nice helping of glue down through there. Let me trim this up, because again, and you'll find it doesn't take a massive amount of lace, just to, make it look really nice. And again, I'm going to ruffle that, but I'm just going to ruffle it by hand. There we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Grab my ruler to clean up my glue there. You just hold it for just a tad bit and it'll stick. I might clean that glue and make it worse. And I can pull, when I get done, I'll pull that bag out. Pull this bag out. Let me go back here and check this one. And then if I have to come back through and, add a little glue, I will. But this one I can already tell that I'm going to have to, sometimes you have to add a little bit just where you have your folds on your ruffle. There we go. That should hold perfectly. So, see how I said you're not even going to notice the layers once we get it all in there, because you have lots of little layers all build up. Okay. Go ahead and put that there. Let me go back and check this one if I need to. Yeah, that one looks like it could use a little, so sort of lift up. You can tell if you need a little bit into there. Like that one wasn't down at all. It was laying down, but it wasn't stuck down. And we want it stuck down because if not, it could come loose and cause more issues in the future, which we don't want. Okay, there we go. So let's go up and do this front tab. Where you at? There you are. There he is. Let me go ahead and trim it up. And those little bits, like, these little scraps that I've trimmed off, like this, they're great to use in clusters and stuff like that. So, and we will be working. We have our Wednesday night live tonight. Well, it's not Wednesday night live. It's a Wednesday night wingding. So make sure you stop by in for that if you'd like. We'll be making clusters. So sort of our mass making Wednesday we've been doing. Okay. And when I'm making my ruffle, I'm just taking my fingers and sort of crumpling it. Taking it and crumpling it. hold it, and then I'll put some more glue on it if I need to. My glue didn't want to work right today, so my hand's sticky. Hold on, I'm gonna grab a thing of tea. Okay, I think that will hold. We'll put another. So let's see. What do we want to do? I'm going to find random yellow pages and apply some of this yellow because I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. I love that. Let me find the end of it here. It's here somewhere. There it is. Sort of randomly measure here. Roughly. If I have to trim it up, that's not a problem, but it's easier if it's at least close. So I have a bunch of excess to deal with. And again, I'm going to run one in each. In each section. So, where did I do it? There it is. Well, wait a minute. That one's the metal. Let's see. Well, that one has some yellow on it. Yep, let's put it there. And this one we're running the whole strip. And we're running it flat, so it'll be an easier one to do. No ruffles. The ruffles always takes more. I'm just going to run that beading of glue through there. And again, I just do it, a little ways up. Then I will add my lace. Sort of trying to keep it somewhat straight. And just sort of hold it down for a little bit, let the glue sort of tack up. Which, I mean, if you guys have ever glued anything, there you go. Pat it down really good. Make sure it's glued in. Okay, that's glued in. I love the springtime colors with the yellow. We'll come back and I'm going to just move this from here to here. We will come back and do that. I'm going to pull this out and pull this out. Let's see, we're in this one. We got the pink sort of towards the back, so let's do the yellow right here on this yellow page. That worked out perfectly, huh? Considering it wasn't pre-planned, I think it's pretty good. Okay, so let's see. You have a good side and a bad side, so I'm trying to find the side that, there we go. And again, like I said, if it's cut a little bit bigger, we can come back through and trim that up when we get done. But we've put the charms in and we did this. And then the closure, I'm just putting a muslin closure is all I'm going to put on it. Okay, and then let's move into our last signature. Make sure I didn't knock that off. Let's see. Let's do it right here. So there's just not a lot, to it. And then when I get this one in, I've got some, what I want to call oddball scraps. That sounds bad because it sounds like it's like throwaway, and they're not. But I have some just like random little pieces I have that are little bitty short pieces. So I figure we can go and put that along some of the bottom or stuck up to the top, sort of as little ruffles like that. And if you didn't want to glue, you definitely could staple your lace in. I've seen people do that. I'm not one. I just don't care for. I do some stapling like on my tags and stuff, but I don't like doing massive amounts throughout. Okay, so let's come back through. I have one blue piece, so I'm going to find somewhere in the middle. And I'm going to cut this in half. Sorry if you can hear my clock. Well, it's not my clock. It's my husband's. So I'm going to put this along the bottom. And like I said, we'll just throw them in there. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the edge because I want some of it to overhang on the bottom. And I'm going to come up here and I'm actually going to put this other piece in this top corner up here. So sort of counterbalance each other. So, a little bit of glue on. Stick that right like that. So that it sort of counterbalances, and it just adds a little bit. Okay, so there's that. Let me move this one in here and put it there so it doesn't stick. Okay, so let's see what else we have. I have a random little white one. And if I put one on the bottom, I sort of like to put one on the top. It doesn't always have to be on the same page. So I'm going to cut this in half. So this one will go to the inside. But we do it right here on the Good Life. And again, I'm going to put it up about a quarter of the way or so. Let me find. Okay, and then let's come back into this one. Let's do it on this page. I'm just going to put it in the middle. And you can totally make these into like ruffles if you want to. I a lot of times would. I'm not this time because there's a lot of bulk in this anyway. So I'm trying to keep somewhat flat with my laces. Unless they're on the very edge where, it doesn't really incorporate into the thickness of my journal. And let's see. Let's do one on the bottom back here somewhere. This works. I have this. I love this little lace here. So, just gonna come up randomly. And these are like scraps that I have left over that, they're not really enough to do, all the way down the side of a page or whatever, but they're perfect just to like, run along the edge at the bottom, or, just to give it a little something hanging out. Let me see. Where is, there's that. What did I do? There it is. I knew it was here somewhere. Put it here. Let me put just a wee little bit of glue here. And you have to be careful with these because you don't want to like glue your pages together. This is why I'm using this, just to separate it. And then let's go up here and put something in the corner on one of these. And I like using these pages because, I don't know, that's just what I do. And put it towards the edge. But these are just little leftover scraps that I have that, you put on snippets, or, I throw them on the top of my pages like this. It gives a little something without, overdoing it. Okay, let me go ahead and move this over here. Okay, so I think, now that I've got my fingers all glued, let me grab a thing of tea. I think that is it on the lace. My hands are all sticky, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to decide. If I want to put anything else in. I don't want to make it so big and blocky. And I mean, we've already got just, let me get these out. Where's the other one? In the middle of our journal. I always like to put this in the middle, but you wouldn't have to. You could actually put it wherever. So I mean, we've got a few little thingies hanging out the bottoms. Just hanging out the bottom. A few hanging out the top. All the way down the side. So here's a little tie. So I got glue hanging everywhere, and I got strings coming off here. They're sticking to the glue in my fingers. Driving me crazy. Just simple little closure. Yeah, so we end up with, even after, well, I mean, and I didn't force it in because I don't want to bend the covers and have a warped cover. So I just sort of pulled it to where it was tight. So we end up being, whoops, wrong way. It ends up being right around 3 inches to our 1.25 inch spine. So I mean, it is a little alligator mouth, but I mean, that's sort of what makes the journal when it's alligator mouth. But we have our top, little thingies, our bottom. My glue jar was popping, and all of our ruffles on the end. So that's it for today. I will be back with the next video. Will be the final flip through, and we will flip through and look at everything. We did end up gluing that up before we did. I love the way it came out. I love this cover. I think if I'd have put more on it, it would have overdone the cover with all the, I really don't want to, you don't want to pay for fabric to get, all of this really, really pretty vintagey Paris look to it and then cover it all up. So this is how it is. So I will be back again for the flip through. You guys have a nice day. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. I will make sure that I put links in the bottom and everything for Junk with Steph's kit. Thank you, Steph, for having me on your design team and letting me work with this beautiful kit. I love it. Definitely, if you're looking for a Paris journal kit, this is it. Jump on it and get it. I will see you tomorrow. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.